everybody would please rise and say the pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So our town meeting is going to be Tuesday, May 17th at 6 o'clock. And we have, how many articles did you say, Colin? 58.
52.
So we don't, Article 1 is just to choose a moderator by written ballot to preside at said meeting. That is something that we do every town meeting. I don't think there's anything there that we want to discuss. Article 2, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for general government wages. Any discussion on that? It's $308. I'm going to put my glasses back. $976,000. Any discussion on Article 2? Article 3, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for insurance and benefits. They're all listed there. We don't have any say really over what we have to pay for insurance and benefits, something we have to pay. Is there any discussion on Article 3? Article 4, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for town administration. If everyone has one of these papers. Any discussion on any of the office expense? $50,380, computer technology $51,000, assessing $5,000, selectmen's contingency $15,000, voting $3,300, cleaning $7,000, building maintenance $7,280. Yes.
I just questioned the $51,000 on computer technology. I assume yours upgrading systems, is that?
Yes, it's mostly for software licensing. It also covers contracted IT support.
Article 5, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for legal. Select board recommends $20,000. Any questions? Article 6, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for protection. They're all listed: ambulance, hydrants, fire department operation, fire department incentive, animal control, $210,562,000. Any questions there? Article 7, to see what sum the town will vote to appropriate from funds received from the American Rescue Plan for air mask and associated protective equipment, $120,273,000. All of these have been recommended by the Budget Committee and the Select Board. If there's something different here, I'll let you know.
I just don't understand what that is, that one.
Which one?
7.
Air masks.
That's for the fire departments. They're redoing, some of the masks and air tanks were not operational, and they had to be replaced short term, so that's covering all of that.
And the chief did not want to do a few of them, because then the hoses would not fit each tank and stuff, so
It's a set, yeah, you can't buy one without the other.
everything new.
Article 8, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for a per diem firefighter. Select Board recommends $14,976. Budget Committee recommends the same. Any questions on that? Article 9, to see if the town will vote to appropriate all dog licensing fees and penalties collected during FY 22-23, except for the recording fee that must be retained by the municipal clerk pursuant to state law as an additional payment to the animal control officer for service rendered to the town. Any questions on that? Article 10, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for harbor and waterways. $21,699 is what is recommended. Any questions? It's $800 for the boat, $2,000 for the harbor master. Article 11, to see if the town will vote to appropriate up to $4,470 from the boat excise mooring fee, marine resources joint revenue account for the harbor master's stipend and reimbursement expenses. No questions there? 12, to see if the town will vote to appropriate up to $22,499. Am I reading the same one again? No. From the boat excise mooring fee, marine resources joint revenue account for the shellfish warden's wages and expenses and town boat expenses. Any questions on that one? Article 13, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for sanitation. $12,750 is recommended by the budget committee. Any questions? Solid waste is $11,750, recycling $1,000. You want to take them?
Sure. Article 14, to see what some of the town will vote to raise and appropriate for the garbage to garden composting program, $1,800. Article 15, to see if the town will vote to raise and appropriate up to $395,710 and to appropriate for fiscal year of 2022 and 2023 motor vehicle excise tax revenue for public works for a total appropriation of $926,750 detailed as $426,100 for general roads, $252,000 for Birch Point shoreline stabilization, $1,000 for the salt shed, $2,000 for streetlights, and $245,650 for snow removal, totaling $926,750.
What is the Birch Point shoreline stabilization?
It's a project that we've had in the queue since, actually before I arrived in 2018. I'm not sure when it originated.
What is being stabilized where?
To stabilize the
It's,
shoreline.
it's on the big cove,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the high tides and the wave action started to roll under the road. It's not dangerous at this point, but it's gotta be taken care of. Inside house next to water,
That's town-owned property?
town road.
yes. And the engineering has already been done for the project. We just haven't gone through the process of hiring a contractor to actually undertake the work.
Are these expenses like for the snow removal and things that require gasoline, do they reflect the huge increase in gasoline that we're currently experiencing? It's hard to look ahead to.
It is hard to look ahead, and with our snow removal contract in particular, we're on the 3rd year of the contract, or we're heading into the 3rd year. So that is the amount that they requested for the 3rd year of the contract, and that's what we will be paying out. There's no escalator for additional price of gas.
Hopefully things will stabilize by snow removal in December.
Yeah, hopefully.
The, it mentions a few of these for the expenses to reimburse, like the harbor master and the shellfish warden and those people. So is there a standard reimbursement rate for them, or does it change as it changes in the state, or?
What I understand from the treasurer is that we use when we're
Mileage.
reimbursing mileage, we use the standard federal rate. When we're reimbursing gas, it would just be at whatever the going rate is. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
On the roads situation, is that I know we're constantly struggling to keep our town roads up to snuff. And is this an increase over what we've spent on a yearly basis in the past, or where are we in keeping up with the challenges the road commissioner has?
So I'm going to give you a couple of different, I'm going to answer pieces to that, because you gave me a couple of topics. Ironically, what's happening as we speak right now is the road committee is meeting. They established a road committee, and the members have been assigned roads to evaluate and determine the status of culverts, any erosion. So we're actively putting in a plan as a town to try and get in it. I don't know if they've finalized whether it's a 7-year or 10-year rotation schedule so that you plan for each year on the 10-year line that another road is re-hot topped or whatever it needs to be done to keep the maintenance up for that. So we're looking at managing that process for ongoing road maintenance. Because there's some things that weren't able to happen this year based upon availability of contractors to meet the bids coming in, and COVID certainly has had an impact on some jobs that have not been completed.
The hope is we can get ahead of the road situation instead of playing catch-up all the time, and the only way we can do that is with a plan.
So that catching up isn't in this year's budget, but you've got things in works that will change down the
So
road.
there's some money that wasn't spent last year.
Okay,
Well,
That is also going to contribute to ongoing, it's most likely going to roll into unless it's completed by June, and I don't know that we've got anything
Well,
in the works.
there's another 350,000 there for roads this year, and part of that being the mountain roads in top shape.
So there's things that are put in place that didn't happen last year that we're looking at really.
and the mountain road is one of them.
It was Mountain Road, what were the 3 roads?
Bull Rock.
Bull Rock
And
and
Birch Point.
Birch Point, yeah.
And we're also hoping that we get a comp plan passed, so that we can apply for some grants.
We
Get
missed
some
a
grant
grant because of the comp plan. So, ultimately, the plan is to establish a schedule that we can plan for road maintenance on an ongoing basis.
And that way
That
we'll
answered.
never have to come to you in an emergency to borrow money out of the fund.
Did that answer all your questions?
It's a good start. Yes.
Okay.
And along that line, when we breeze through the salaries of different people, are there increases in any of those of significance? Or
There's a 5.9% cost of living
Automatically
increase
included in the contract.
across the board.
The COLA.
No deviation from that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions on roads? Just, I don't want to miss anybody who has any questions.
Okay. Article 16, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for cemeteries. We have $300. Article 17, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for community agencies. The Bath Area Food Bank, $2,000. Bath Area Seniors Activity Center, $950. Midcoast Maine Community Action, $1,750. New Hope Midcoast, $525. Spectrum Generations, $1,658. Sweetser,
There are
$2,200.
3 cars parked in the road over there. If they belong to any of you, would you please move them so that the road people can get through?
Totaling $9,135. Does anyone have a car that needs to be moved? Okay. Any questions on that topic? Article 18, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for patent-free library. $36,846.
Is that what they requested?
Yes. Article 19, to see what sum the town will vote to raise and appropriate for planning board stipends. $3,000. Article 20, to see if the town will vote to appropriate $51,000 in funds received from the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, as detailed below. Heat pumps, $18,000 at the town office. Replacement windows for the town office, $10,000. Rolling counter doors for the fire department, which is the windows right over there, $5,000. And a digital LED sign for out in front of the fireplace, fire department, for $18,000. Totaling $51,000.
Any questions on that one? We got, we just like
Can you explain the ARPA, what's going on there?
It's money that we received from the state for the town. So there's very specific components
COVID.
that you can spend it, yeah, COVID money, to, like the air hoses for the fire department were covered under that expense, from that perspective. And energy and the heat pumps, it's a very specific category on how you spend the money. But it is not out of our pocket. Article 21. Do you have a question? I'm sorry. No? Okay.
No, we're just saying it's out of our pocket.
Right.
It's
Well,
just-
but it's not out of the town's budget.
It's not out of the town tax
Not taxation.
revenue.
The other
Yes.
pocket.
Still,
In pocket.
heat
The
pumps
bigger
and
pocket.
windows are good investment.
To see if the, Article 21, to see if the town will vote to carry forward all remaining appropriated but unexpended funds at the end of fiscal year 2021 to 2022 from the general assistance, ambulance, general roads, MDOT, local road maintenance, local road assistance, marine resources, and harbors and waterways, and revaluation accounts, provided that the funds are used for the same purpose as originally designated. Article 22, to see if the town will vote to transfer $50,000 from unassigned funds balance surplus to be deposited in the long-term capital improvement fund reserve account.
We didn't forget it this year. Good job.
Article 23, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to appropriate any anticipated revenues not otherwise dedicated for a specific purpose to reduce the full year 2022 and 2023 tax commitment. Article 24, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to appropriate from unassigned funds balance surplus an amount not to exceed 88% of the total non-capital expenditures for the fiscal year of 2021 to 2022, and not otherwise appropriated herein, in order to reduce the fiscal year of 2022 and 2023 tax commitment. Article 25, to see if the town will vote to authorize the payment of tax abatements approved by the select board assessors from the property tax overlay, or, if necessary, from unassigned fund balance surplus. Article 26, to see if the town will vote to fix the date of October 15th, 2022 as a date when fiscal year 2022 and 2023 taxes shall become due and payable, and to charge 4% of unpaid taxes after that date. Article 27, to see if the town will vote to set the interest rate to be paid by the town on abated taxes at 0% for the fiscal year of 2022 to 2023. Article 28, to see if the town will vote to authorize the tax collector to accept prepayment of taxes. No interest shall be payable on any prepayment. To see if the town will, Article 29, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to direct the treasurer to waive foreclosure of a real estate property taxing mortgage if it determines such course of action to be in the best interest of the town. Article 30, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to dispose of town-owned personal property with a value of over $500 and deemed by the select board to be a surplus on such terms as it deems advisable. Article 31, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to sell and dispose of all tax-acquired property held by the town on such terms as it deems advisable, and to execute quitclaim deeds for such property, except that the select board shall use the special sale process required by 36 MRS 943C for qualifying homestead property if it chooses to sell to anyone other than the former owners. Article 32, see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to apply for and accept state, federal, or other grants, including funding from the American Rescue Plan, ARPA, on behalf of the town for municipal purposes, including, when necessary, the authority to sign grant contracts, documents, and other paperwork, and accept the conditions that the company grants funds, and to appropriate and expend such funds for authorized purposes as the select board deems in the best interest of the town during the upcoming fiscal year. Article 33, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to accept conditional and unconditional gifts of real property, provided that no single gift would obligate the town to incur liabilities that total $1,000 or more per year, as determined by the select board. Article 34, to see if the town will vote to authorize the select board to accept or reject donations of personal property and or to accept or reject gifts of money to the various accounts of the town for the ensuing fiscal year and to appropriate those monies donated for specific purposes. Article 35, to see if the town will vote to maintain and exercise, if appropriate, its right to take river herring from the New Meadows Lake, consistent with the terms and conditions specified at the March 1977 town meeting. Article 36, to see if the town will vote to maintain a fishway on Winnegans Lake and to exercise its rights to take river herring in accordance with the terms and conditions specified at the June 1988 town meeting and in an agreement with the city of Bath and the town of Phippsburg. Article 37, written ballot required by statute to see if the town would vote to increase the property tax levy limits established for the town of West Bath by state law if the municipal budget approved under the preceding articles will result in a tax commitment that is greater than the property tax levy limit.
I don't understand that one, I never do.
Presuming that we're not going over our tax amount. So that is all I have. I presume education would like to read those articles.
Absolutely. Article 38, to see what sum the town will authorize the school board of directors to expend for regular instruction. We recommend $2,344,974.98. The explanation is that this article covers salaries and benefits for regular education teachers and support personnel, as well as classroom supplies, equipment, books, and repairs for grades K through 5. This article also includes the contracted services for pre-kindergarten students and tuition costs for students in grades 6 through 12. Questions? Yes, sir.
Is that exactly what it was last year?
It is a decrease of 4.29% for regular instruction tuition. For regular instruction, ends up being a between the two lines, it ends up being a net increase of about $4,000. Article 39, to see what sum the town will authorize the school board of directors to expend for special education. We recommend $613,933.43. This article provides salaries and benefits for special education teachers and support personnel, K through 12 program tuition, staffing, out-of-district placement, and professional services.
I have a question. It's not directly on this article, but it's always occurred to me that things ought to work in some parallel sense. I've never seen an appropriation for what one might call expenditures for, let's call it gifted education, although there might be some other euphemism. Is there ever any consideration of such a thing anywhere?
Yes, sir.
How?
Article 42?
Article 38.
Article 38. Article 38. If you look at the document with the school budget, every line of our budget is in the subsequent pages, and there's a whole section on gifted and bounded services.
What does that go?
It's on page
It's on
2 of 7.
Yeah, okay. I see 40,000 for gifted. 700 grand for special. Got it.
Feel free to lobby the state legislature for a law change. We would.
I'm getting older. I will not live so long.
And also just a note that our special education expenditures, represented in Article 39, are decreased over last year's budget of approximately $74,000.
And also just a question on that, it still, I'm sure, is very dependent on who moves in, who moves out, and there can be tremendous fluctuations, and this is just what it happens to be.
Yes.
So as we have done since we formed our own district, this is budgeted based on current needs. So you're absolutely right, it could change this summer. We do have some reserve funds that we could apply to that, or we could come back for a special. But this is based on current needs, which is how we've always budgeted.
Every so often, there have been discussions with legislators of somehow making a statewide program that would even out the fluctuations on the small local level, and it never seems to go anywhere, has it? Yeah.
We'll have a great lobbying day.
Yeah.
Moving on to Article 40, to see what sum the town will authorize the school board of directors to expend for career and technical education. We recommend 0, and the basis for the recommendation is because this is included in tuition rates through RSC 1. Article 41, to see what sum the town will authorize the school board of directors to expend for other instructions. We recommend $4,500. This article includes costs to provide students with learning experiences not included under other programs, for example, co-curricular or extracurricular activities. Article 42, to see what sum the town will authorize the school board of directors to expend for student and staff support. We recommend $281,924.01. This article covers salaries and benefits for guidance, help, technology, improvement of instruction, staff development, library, and student assessment. Article 43, to see what sum the town will authorize the school board of directors to expend for system administration. We recommend $100,349.51. This article provides salaries and benefits for the office of the superintendent. It also covers expenses for the school board of directors, financial software, insurance, advertising, dues and fees, legal fees, and auditing expenses. Article 44, to see what sum the town will authorize the school board of directors to expend for school administration. We recommend $201,392.99. This article includes salaries and benefits for the principal and support staff. It also includes equipment, supplies, dues and fees, and contracted services. Article 45, to see what sum the town will authorize the school board of directors to expend for transportation. We recommend $165,132.40. This article covers expenses for transporting students in grades K through 12 to and from school.
And this does include a little bit of money for that fuel surcharge if it exceeds, I can't remember off the top of my head what that dollar threshold is, but if the price goes for a certain amount, there's a surcharge for that.
Article 46, to see what sum the town will authorize the school board of directors to expend for facilities maintenance. We recommend $224,151. This article covers expenses for facility operations and contracted services for the West Bath School and its grounds. Article 47, to see what sum the town will authorize the school board of directors to expend for debt service and other commitments. We recommend 0, as there is no current outstanding indebtedness related to the West Bath School. Article 48, to see what sum the town will authorize the school board of directors to expend for other expenditures, including food service. We recommend $45,000, and this article covers expenses related to the food service program.
Is that the backpack program and everything?
No, this is just our daily breakfast and lunch for students. Article 49, to see what sum the town will appropriate for the total cost of funding public education for pre-kindergarten to grade 12 as described in the Essential Programs and Services Funding Act, and to see what sum the town will raise and assess as the municipality's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12 as described in accordance with the Maine Revised Statutes Title 20A, Section 15688. We recommend that the total appropriated be $2,406,876.03, and we recommend that the total raised is $2,164,187.24. And the explanation behind this is the town's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12, as described in the Essential Programs and Services Funding Act, is the amount of money determined by state law to be the minimum amount that the town must raise and assess to receive the full amount of state dollars. Article 50 will require a written ballot to see what sum the town will raise and appropriate in additional local funds. The School Board of Directors recommends $1,299,482.29, which exceeds the state's Essential Programs and Services allocation model by, and the School Board of Directors recommends $1,254,482.29 as required to fund the budget recommended by the School Board of Directors. The School Board of Directors recommends $1,299,482.29 for additional local funds and gives the following reasons for exceeding the state's Essential Programs and Services funding model by $1,254,482.29. The additional local funds represent local costs to support school budget programs and services that are not included in the state's funding model, including costs for transportation and special education services. These additional local funds are those locally raised funds over and above the town's local contribution to the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12 as described in the Essential Programs and Services Funding Act that will help to achieve the budget for educational programs.
Just a general question, for the West Bath School, what numbers you project for the number of West Bath students and students from other localities next year?
So for the school itself, we're looking at about 120 students at the pre-K to 5 level and about 150-ish for 6 to 12.
And how many are West Bath and how many are other?
For next year, we have declined school superintendent's agreements for kindergarten because my numbers are too big. So we'll have 4 non-residents next year.
And when are tuition costs for other schools, like people we send to Morse High, determined?
Those are determined in December, and then they're retroactive back to the start of the school year.
Okay, so you have the funds for next year?
I do
Or
not.
you mean next December, okay.
I have to
So
guess
everything
what
is
they're going to
projected,
be
yeah.
for
Yeah,
December.
gotcha.
I'm sorry, pre-K was 120?
About 120.
Article 51, to see what sum the town will authorize the School Board of Directors to expend for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2022 and ending June 30th, 2023 from the school administrative unit's contribution to the total cost of funding public education from pre-kindergarten to grade 12 as described in the Essential Programs and Services Funding Act, non-state funded school construction projects, additional local funds for school purposes under the Maine Revised Statutes, Title 20A, Section 15690, undesignated fund balances, tuition receipts, state subsidy, and other receipts for the support of schools. The School Board of Directors recommends $3,981,358.32. This article is a summary article and approves expenditures of the proposed budget of the amount stated above. This article authorizes the School Board of Directors to spend revenues on the amounts appropriated in the previous article. This article does not raise any additional money. The estimated revenue sources are a local contribution of $2,164,187.24, an additional local contribution of $1,299,482.29, EPS state subsidy of $242,688.79, carryover from the 2021-2022 fiscal year of $125,000, and carry over from the 2020-2021 undesignated funds of $150,000.
Can I just ask a understanding on this article in general? What if the previous articles don't get passed? What happens with this article? Does it get updated?
It would have to be amended on the floor based on what had.
At the town meeting it happens?
Or if something was increased, we'd have to amend it on the floor.
Okay, thanks.
What has been the trend of the EPS state subsidy over the last few years?
So our state subsidy is directly related to reimbursement rates for our expenses for special education. And so when we spend more in special education, then we receive more in subsidy. This last year and this year, our expenditures in special education are lower, and so therefore our subsidy is lower.
It only depends upon special education.
This year, it's about 18,000 less than last year. It's 4,000 less than it was 2 years ago.
Moving along to Article 52, shall the school board of directors be authorized to transfer amounts exceeding 5% of the total appropriation for any cost center to another cost center or among other cost centers for the 2022-2023 fiscal year, provided that transfer shall not be permitted to increase the total authorized total school budget? And we recommend a yes vote. Article 53, in addition to the amount in Article 14, shall the school board of directors be authorized to accept and expend any state, federal, and other grants, aid, and receipts during the fiscal year beginning July 1st, 2022 and ending June 30th, 2023 for school purposes, provided that such grants, aid, and receipts do not require the expenditure of other local funds not previously appropriated. The school board of directors recommends a yes vote on this as well. Yes?
Actually, back to Article 52. Does that, do you want amounts exceeding 5% or not exceeding 5%?
I believe that we're already authorized up to 5%.
Okay,
This
okay,
is
got
going
it.
forward. Article 54, in the event that the town receives more state education subsidy than the amount included in its budget, shall the school board of directors be authorized to use all or part of the additional state subsidy to increase expenditures for school purposes in cost center categories approved by the school board of directors, increase the allocation of finances in a reserve fund approved by the school board of directors, and or decrease the local cost share expectation as defined in Title 20A, Section 15671, A1B, for local property taxpayers for funding public education as approved by the school board of directors. We also recommend a yes vote on this article. Any additional questions for school-related articles?
Any questions?
On the total budget, I missed the first couple of articles, but if all the articles in the warrant are passed, what is the effect on the mill rate for the town?
It's my understanding that we are not going up at all, is that correct?
That, yes. I'm confident that the mill rate will not increase.
Will it decrease?
Let's see what our auditor says.
Will lightning strike?
It could.
And the mill rate is?
10.5.
Is this, on May 17th, the date of the town?
Next Tuesday is the annual meeting.
Yeah, but is the comment about the registrar of voters at the town office till 4 and then 5:30 just on the 17th?
The last on the back page.
The last one, probably. Is that on the day of the town meeting only?
The registrar of voters is always available at town hall until 4 o'clock, and West Bath from 5:30 until the closing for the purpose of correcting the voter list.
It's required warrant language. We have to
But
say
does it
that
mean
the
just on
registrar
that
is
day?
available.
Just on that day, I will be at, yeah,
Because that wasn't clear to me.
just the day of
Could
town
be
meeting.
extending your hours, Carly.
Sure.
She happily gives hours to your town.
Is that advertised in some of those lovely
I don't think that portion is, but I will definitely make a note to.
I think in those
put that
things that
out.
we send out, it would, good to remind people that
Yes.
they can
Absolutely,
sign up that day.
that is a great.
And when we get our new sign, it will actually do that right out front here.
Oh, that's not before Tuesday, though.
No.
Yeah, we have to approve it before we spend it.
Any other questions? I say we adjourn.
Second.
Thank you for all your work.
Do we have to move the tables?
No, I'm gonna ask them if they want help rearranging